DJ's got us falling in love. Oh, hello, internet audience. Jesus is Dangerous here. I want to talk about this idea of relationships. You know, things used to be simpler. I hear. I imagine with cavemen. You know, a caveman would probably look over at a woman and be like, "Ugh, woman, I want." You know, of course they spoke English back before English, but not the point. And then we moved into civilization, and things got a little more complicated, but generally better for women, I think. And they are able to build in structure and protect people and make sure people are provided for. And in the last couple of 100 years, we've actually been able to start involving people's feelings, and start to look at some of those other things. Now, there's this idea in the culture. There's this idea that surrounds us, like soulmate and such. There's the eHarmony and things. They got their 86 or whatever. Dr. Neil Clark Warren, their degrees of compatibility. You know, and they can find that person for you. Now, those services, I'm sure they do a great job at helping people find people who they don't hate. But it's not magic. I also hear other people talking about soulmates. Like, there's this one person, just one perfect person for them, and they'll find that person. Well, I'm afraid God made that perfect person, and they speak Chinese and not English. Sorry. No, that's stupid. You know, the soulmates doesn't make a lick of sense. You know, God's not going to make it that hard for you. But really, relationships are a lot simpler than you think. Now, of course, there's a lot of give and take. There's a lot of learning that has to happen in any relationship. But you're not looking for somebody perfect from the outset. Everybody's got problems. If you ask a couple how they, you know, everybody asks the couples how they meet, but you should ask a couple how they stay together, how they made it. You'll hear a very different story. Because it's work. But that's what makes relationships, is work, is commitment, is making sure. But we have some pretty bizarre ideas about relationship. I heard a guy say, you know how I know, that my wife is the one? People are waiting for something really profound. He says, because I married her. She's the one. I don't get to pick somebody else. So there's a lot of bad information out there on relationships. There's a lot of stuff that's just total garbage, and we're eating it up because it's in magazines, it's on TV, you know. So if you want to take a look at the way God has really designed relationships, you know, the guy who designed relationships, and, you know, after you're married, sex and things like that. Well, he knows what he's doing. So I want to commend to you a website and podcast called Boundless. I'm going to have a link down here. BOUNDLESS .dot org. And they have some really good information to help you start to understand what it looks like to date and court and marry biblically. In a way that actually will bring you more joy long term. I promise. So I may have said something you disagree with, or you might actually want to tell me what you think it takes to make a relationship. And so if you do, I welcome your video response or your comment. Send all your hate mail to the New York Public Library. Peace.